this. Look, and if there's any questions during just one of the other mentors, keep an eye on the questions. If there's questions, just yell out, because I obviously can't see the screen at the same time. So you can see here, I'm in my dashboard. This is what happens when you first log in to your dashboard. You've got all of the options across the top here for Groove Pages and Groove Sell and Groove Mail, Groove Member, Groove Video, Groove Blog, Groove Cart, and there's more. But let's just go over some of the tools and explain for a start what they are. So to get to all your tools, and you come up to your pink G and you've got all your apps. So Groove Pages. Now, when you start your business, you're going to need some sort of marketing. And of course, you've heard it all day. Terence mentioned it too, right? You need to market your business. And to do that, you need to develop a website. And then you need to promote that website or product or service. And you can do that two ways. You can either do that with a website, or you can do that with a funnel. And I'm going to do a quick demo on how to build out a page and what a funnel is as well. Okay, then if you've got a product you want to sell, you can sell that digital product using Groove Sell. So Groove Sell is for selling digital products. Now, if you have physical products, Rob was talking about this before about selling dog leashes as an example. If you want to sell a physical product, you need to drop down to Groove Cart. Groove Cart is going to help you sell those digital products. Then between the two, right, between selling digital products or physical products, you might want to develop what we call an affiliate program and have other people sell your products for you. And that is where Groove Affiliate will come in. And there's two dimensions to Groove Affiliate. There's Groove Affiliate to help sell your products. And then there's the Groove Affiliate side to help you sell the platform, right? To help you sell GrooveAsia or the Groove platform, the product we're looking at right now. On top of that, you then have Groove Mail. So this allows you to communicate. It's a one-way communication system, one-way communication. I need to express that. Groove Mail is more like watching the TV or listening to the radio or listening to a podcast, but it's a way for you to push information directly out to a client or customer, keep them updated, keep them informed, sell new products and ideas, and you can do all of that through automation with Groove Mail. Following on from that, you have Groove Member. Now, Groove Member is going to allow you to create membership sites. So if you're into selling a product, let's say a digital product, you're a trainer, you're a coach, you want to create some sort of membership site doing that, you can do that with Groove Member. And again, all of these products will integrate with each other, and I'll go over how you can do that in a moment. Then you have Groove Video. Now, we've spoken about this before. If you've been on any of our previous webcasts, video is a really good way to impart information to people. Let's face it, platforms like TikTok and YouTube have taken off in the last few years because people love video. And you can actually communicate more information in a video than you can in any other way, right? Because you can actually find out. Can you zoom inside your browser? Yes, sorry. Let me see if I can do that for you, Michael. Let me just see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Let me get in here, zoom, zoom, zoom. There we go. How's that? Is that a bit better, right? Okay, I'll have to scroll down. So Groove Video. So that way you can actually deliver more information to people faster. And here's the thing. With video, people can not only watch what you're teaching about or talking about, but they can see your reaction, right? If you're on video. If you don't want to be on video, you don't have to be. But the point about being on video, your actual face being on video, it will help you build this old adage we keep talking about, which is like, know, and trust. Because if people keep seeing you over and over and over again, they're going to get to know you. They might not like you, they might like you, but it will help. Okay. And following on from one of the very earlier sessions today with Coach Deb, she was talking about blogging, right? So we've got Groov Blog. So let's go through some of this and have a look at how all of these programs work together, because as you would be aware, under normal circumstances, you might have to go through and try and patch all these different types of systems together. And you don't need to do that with Groov. It is done for you. So how can I leverage Groov Video to sell on sites like Dailymotion.uk? I'll get to that, Rob. I'll get to that, because what you would want to do is create the video and you can put it on one of the other video sites rather than into Groov Video. But you can use the same video inside of Groov to drive traffic and do what we call opt-in forms. And we can talk a little bit about that a bit later. But look, what I wanted to start with here is Groov pages, because this is the essential part, right? Everything about your business revolves around you having a digital profile or a digital presence online. And to do that, you've got to have a website. So let's look at how quick and easy this is. If you've got a website, fantastic. If you don't have a website, it's time to get started. Right? It's time to get started. So let's show you how easy this is. So I'm going to go into Groov Pages by clicking on Groov Pages here. And when I first get in here, I may not, depending on your account, if you're brand new, you might have absolutely nothing on the screen when you first come in. Now, in my case, I've got a bunch of stuff, right, that I've been working on. I'm not going to go over it all. But what I want to do is, the first step is I need to create a site, a new site. So I'm going to come up to new site, click on the new site option. And then from here, I've got a couple of options. At the moment, because I'm live streaming as well, I need to wait a few minutes for these templates to start loading. But you can see I get a bunch of options on different templates. Now, if you're a free Groov member, if you have a free account, you will be limited on the amount of templates that you've got access to here. Once you upgrade, you'll unlock everything, which is another reason to upgrade, because it will just make your life so much easier. But across the top here, you'll also see a couple of options. You'll see I have single pages. I also have complete sites. I have funnels. I have webinar templates. And then I have my own templates, which means you can actually create your own templates in the system, and you can do it very, very easily. And I'm going to show you how. So let's start. The first thing I'm going to do is just pick a template. Now, to choose a template, you've got two options. You can either just hit select and it will import it into the editor and you can start editing, or you can click on preview to preview the template first to see if it's something you want to actually use. So in this case, I know what this template looks like, so I'm just going to click on select. The next thing it's going to ask me for is a site name. Now, my suggestion to you is when you're building out websites, you give it a name that's related to the product, the service, or the actual domain name if you've bought a domain name for that website. So in this case, I'm just going to type in domain name here so that I know, and then I'm going to click on start building. Now, if I'm going too fast for anybody, please let me know and I will slow down a bit. But once I've done that, Groov will refresh and it will bring in that template that I've selected into the editor for me. And you can see here now, it's brought in this template. Now, some people look at some of these templates and they will say, well, I like, one part of this template, but I don't like other parts. What can I do about that? Well, it's quite simple. If you don't like something about a template, let's say I don't like this image. Well, I can just click on it, come over to where it says configure, and I can choose another image from my computer, or I can choose another image when I click on choose image from our free stock photo library where I could just search, let's say person, right? Because there was a person in there. Let's just keep it simple. I'll just search for person and I can find another image that I can put in. Now, I'm not going to change it for the moment, just to keep it quick and simple so we can get through as much as possible. The second thing here is with text. It's really easy to edit. So you just literally click in here and you can just backspace and you can then retype. So retype what you want. And I can show you, I always do that, W-A-N-T. I can show you how quick that is, right? It's really, really simple. What about changing text or font colors? Can we do that? Well, yes, we can. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to highlight this text. Then I'm going to go over to the right where it says text. And I can do one of two things, or three things actually. The first thing I can do is change the font type by clicking on font. Now, the templates have what we call, as you can see here, a parent or default font type when they come in. So if you want to change that, then you need to click on here and then you can select another font type. And you can see the minute I do that, the second I do that, it changes instantly. It's instantly reflective. Now, my suggestion to you too is don't use too many fonts on a page. Pick two, maybe three at the most. Any more than that, and you'll start to confuse the reader as well, right? So keep your font limit pretty low. The second thing you can look at is different fonts will have different options for weight and what we call weight and height, right? So you can go through and make them like hairline as in this example, or I can make it medium, or I could make it bold again. The third thing I can do in here is change the color of my text, right? So I'm in the color option here. And when I click on this, there's a couple of things to take notice of that are really, really important. The first one is it has what we call a hex code down here for this particular color. So as you can see, this text is this sort of bluey color. If I want to continue to use this color on all of the headings throughout my website, my entire website, my suggestion to you is this. Take a copy of this hex code, literally copy it, and save it in a document on your desktop so you can get to it very quickly. Because that means you can use the exact same font color later. And it might be that you want to use it in multiple places. It might be as links, or you might want to use it in an image, and so on and so forth. So that's it. You can also quickly change a font by selecting any of the colors that are down here, as you can see. Or if you have a look in this font color box, you'll see that there's a little circle here. And if I drag this circle down and around the screen here, I can actually choose a custom font color, and you'll see it reflects immediately on the screen, right? So this is what you want to be able to do. And as I said, make sure you save that hex color. Right. Let's have a couple of other things to look at. There are a bunch of options on the right-hand side here and on the left-hand side over here, right? And I'm going to go through these quickly. So when you select what we call an element, whether it's an image, whether it's text, whether it's a button, you'll notice immediately on the right-hand side that you get a bunch of options over here that are related to that particular element. So for those of you who are looking at things like buttons, where you can see this button here, hopefully on my screen, if I scroll down, when I hover over it, the font color changes and the background of the button changes. If you want to make these little types of changes, you need to work with hover, active, and focus, and of course, text, okay? But there's background, right? You can put images in, you can put borders around things. I'm not going to go through every one of these because you can take some time to look through how these all work, spacing, size, layout, transparency. But if you have questions in regards to a specific issue, come and ask about it in the community and we'll help you go through it. Okay, a couple of other things. Each area that we have here on our page is respectively in what we call a block. So if I come to the far left-hand side of my page and I click on it, it will show me where the block is or where I'm located in regards to a block on my page. And I can tell that by looking down the bottom of the screen. So in this case, I can see at the bottom of the screen that I'm in the text area. If I click back one level, you'll see it changes to the container, and it will change to the container at the same time. Then the layout will pull up the full layout, then the container, and then the block. Now, I want to point out why blocks are so important, and they're so important to you as a developer to come up with a custom website. Because again, you may have chosen a template, but you may want to customize it more than just looking at what's on the screen. And what you can do is this. When you get to the block area, you'll see you get a couple of options up here. There's a code. So if you want to play around with the code and look at it, you can. But what I want to focus on here is this little star button. If I click on this star button, you'll see I get a window pops up and it says create new block. What I'm going to do is tick on the word new category, and I'm going to create a category. Now, again, if you're building a website for a particular product, service, or domain name, put that in here as the category name. So again, I'm going to call this my domain because I think that's what I called the site when I created it. And I'm going to select create block. Now, why is this important? Well, from the perspective of doing things like headers, right, in a page where you've got a header with an image or a logo and let's say a bunch of links and a call to action button, or as we might have on the bottom of our website where we've got down here. See down here, we have a business and a logo and a bunch of links. What I would want to do is to set up, let's say, pages for a privacy policy and a cookies policy and a terms of service. And I'll show you how to make a new page in a minute, but I want to set up all my pages first, and then I can link those pages to these particular areas here by going up to link to and linking it to another page. Once I have that saved, if I save this block, right, I'm going to do that just to show you how it works. So this time I'm going to untick new category, and